After seeing the team take the field for practice, how do you think they look heading into the first week of competition?
Well, I think for us it's been a month where we really tried to just get a little bit better each day, as cliche as that sounds. The men have been very responsive since they've arrived back on campus to the challenge we put in front of them. I do think that it's been a bit of a work in progress, and to where we are today, it's certainly an improved club. But we understand that this is a process, and it's going to take time. And right now, as we prepare for the start of the season, there's a lot of excitement, but also they understand there's a lot of work to be done.
Are there any major differences between this year's team compared to last year's?
Yeah, I would say so. I think that the personality of this year's team is very different. You have different leaders. Been really happy with the way the captains, Joe and Greg, and certainly the senior class have, really laid the foundation, if you will, for this year's group. That being said, you got some key people that are no longer with us. We've got some injuries right now that are causing some people to step up into some new roles. So I think just that in itself creates a little bit different personality, both on the offense and defensive end of the field.
What would you say your strengths are this season, and which areas would you identify as areas of improvement?
Well, at this stage of the year, we're trying to improve in every asset of our, aspect of our program. But I think when you look to experience, and I think that's always a strength, he starts in the goal with Greg. He's now in his fourth year starting for us. Defensively, there's some experience there at the pole position. That being said, our defensive midfield area is area that took a real hit with graduation, and again, due to some injuries, we got some new faces there, and that's something that we understand is a work in progress right now. But been happy with the effort that we've gotten. The face-off X is an area that we know we need to develop a new identity, and we're working hard to do so. And then as you shift down to the offensive end, I think Dave Dobbins has done a really nice job of continuing to instill a system that is predicated off of unselfish play and ball movement and working together and not relying upon any one guy. There is some experienced players down there, but I think the chemistry is the thing that we know we need to continue to work on. There's times where offensively we've looked really sharp, and there's times where obviously we haven't looked as strong. So that's one of those things that for our system is going to take a little bit of time to develop that chemistry, and so we're working hard at that right now as we move into the first week.
Are there any first-year players fans should watch for?
Yeah, we like this freshman class. It's a class that has some pretty good depth, top to bottom. They've all plotted a lot of experience through our scrimmages, which has been great. I think they need that. Jake Withers is a guy who comes to us from Peterborough. Continues that connection we've had with Brock and Turner. And he's a guy that's working hard at the face-off X, and one of the guys that's competing hard there. I think other freshmen, Johnny Kelly is a guy right now that's competing for our second midfield line. Johnny's, again, worked really hard this fall and is doing the little things right now that we've asked of him. And, I think there's going to be some other freshmen that, as the year moves on, will certainly compete in other areas to help this team. So I'm looking forward to that.
Who do you think will be the sleeper team of the conference this season?
Sleeper team is tough. I think that we have a great deal of respect for every one of the teams in the ECAC, so to pick one team would be very tough. I think that I would share the feelings of a lot of the people outside the lacrosse world that are looking into this thing and saying, this Air Force team is one that's as experienced as they've ever have been. I'm not sure anybody returns what they return as far as people that played last year. So, having a one-goal game with them a year ago, we understand they're going to be a real force. I think everybody thinks they're in the mix. With Loyola and Denver gone, you only have 5 teams competing for 4 spots. So, I think right now everybody knows that they're in the mix. It's created a lot of great competition, and I think that we're on the lookout for every one of those teams.
As you said, with 4 of the 5 teams in the league qualifying for the tournament, what will it take to be one of the league's final 4?
Well, again, it's you kind of break your season down into parts. We're finishing the preseason. As we head into February and March, those 2 months primarily are our non-conference games. And then you get into April, and then it's when you play the bulk of your conference games for us. So, we realize what a critical month April is. The first step is to qualify for that conference tournament that we will be hosting here in Columbus. And we understand we need to do so by playing great lacrosse, when it matters most as you come down the stretch in April. So, that will be our focus. And I think, like I said, each one of those 4 teams presents a unique challenge. And then once you get into that tournament, it's you got to play your best lacrosse over a 3-day window.
Any other thoughts on how the team or the ECAC as a whole will fare for the 2014 season?
Yeah, I think that I would estimate that people maybe looking at this league, with the departure of, a Final Four team in Denver and a defending national champs from 2 years ago, tournament team in Loyola, and thinking that this league is down, I think, contrary to that, I think this is a league that really has 5 teams that are very hungry, teams that I know are going to be battling hard down the stretch, teams that return a lot of great experience. I think there's a lot of talent in this league. So I think that people are going to be surprised, and I think at any given time this year, you're going to see anywhere from 2 to 3, possibly even 4 teams ranked in the top 20 in this league, which is a credit to how strong this league is in 2014.
Thanks. Good luck this year.
Thank you.